Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Merry Christmas Eve to you all. This is my Days of Our Lives recap for December 24th, 2025. So, Ela and Annie are there for, as usual, a short period of time, but they're there to support the Carver family. They're there to support Julie, especially with everything going on this year, this holiday, with the loss of Doug and their child is missing, and it's just not feeling like Christmas. It's not feeling like traditional Horton gathering like it used to of former years. So Julie already canceled everything, told Maggie not to come because it's not feeling like it this year. But Eli and Lani came in unsuspectingly and they surprised her. She was happy to see them. She asked about her great grandkids there at Abe's, trying to keep him, just keep him give him some good cheer because of what's going on with Theo. So also, they're just glad to be there to lend any support that they can. At some point, they do help Julie put on the ornaments after all, and that lifted her spirits a lot. They get a call from Chad because at this point, the Demaras, they're out of the crypt and they're getting medical attention. We'll get into that at some point in this recap. So, fast forward to that, Theo is in the hospital. He is not looking so good, not in the best of shape, but Abe and Pauline are already there. So of course, Eli, Lani, and Julie are going over to just, be of any support that they can at this point, right? Chad also tells Julie that, he's in good shape. He just wants to talk to the kids, and that's when Julie told him that Jennifer and Jack took them to Boston just until everything blew over with what's going on with him, right? Now at this point, Kristen already knocked out Peter, and Peter is unconscious. They get the key from him, and they were able to escape from the crypt. And as always, Salem PD is always late on the chase, and they ended up meeting Jade and Rafe in the Demare mansion. They filled them in on what exactly happened. There's so many events to really go around, and I'll definitely try to remember as much as I can. The first off that I could remember was EJ and Kristen. you know Kristen got some medical attention. Her wound was cleaned up and it's bandaged, so she would need some antibiotics and all of that. So she asked to see her daughter. They said they one step at a time, and they needed statements at first, right? So she's angry with EJ, understandably, because he could have kept her out of prison. He could have just waited a little bit longer, and because of that, Rachel is in Bayview, and she's blaming EJ because of that, and she wished that he had died instead of what's happening with Peter and all of that. So she's hating him right now for her not being around her daughter and what her daughter is going through, right? There was a part with I guess Theo, they did have to put him in the ambulance. Javi already checked out Peter, and Peter is in very bad shape at this part, so we'll get into that as well, because it is a make or break if he's gonna make it or not. So moving forward, there was a part where Jada also spoke with Tony and said that they were surprised that, the police were onto them. And Jada said that, everybody was looking for them. It was a whole task force. And, they got a break, and they heard from the groundskeeper and also Leah that, there was some noise from the crypt. So that's where they decided to, just continue the investigation. So at some point, Tony was telling her about the gas, and that's when she got it to the hazmat for evaluation. Rafe questioned everybody, but he had to just start off with EJ and continue to be the big bully that he is, because he does not skip a beat when it comes on to bothering EJ or just harassing him, because everybody else there could have been implicated in causing this. But of course they're going to turn to EJ because it's just so easy to blame EJ. And EJ was saying that, look, I was drugged just as the rest of them. Like, I was drugged. I was in this room right here. I was drugged, and that's how I ended up in the crypt. And of course Rafe thinks that there's something behind him, something behind it, and also that, okay, he probably is responsible for this, but EJ is saying that he's innocent in this case. And Rafe is like, oh, if I'm not gonna get you here, I'm definitely gonna get you somehow. You're gonna go down. And I'm like, Rafe, quit it. It's getting tired right now, right? At some point, before Theo went off, Chad did say that, everybody's pulling for him, and they thank him for just sacrificing himself to basically save their lives as well. Trying to remember anything else with this scene. Yeah, I think it was about it. Everybody went to the hospital to get checked out. That was what happened afterwards. And, Rafe was doing his little investigation in the crypt. He found a video. Yes, he found a video, but they're still analyzing the footage on it to see, what was really on it. I did see that yesterday's episode that somebody was watching what was going on in the crypt from, the Salem Park. So maybe it's Vivian. Chad did tell Rafe and Jada that Stefan is possibly dead. That's where maybe the bones were belonging to him or Dimitri. They're not sure where Dimitri has been, but they're gonna also analyze that as well. Now they're at the hospital and Kristen's trying to get through to Baby to talk to our daughter, but Baby said that the hours to call are up. So now she's just upset that she wished that she could have, had more time to see her and whatever. But she tells Chad that, look, you can't tell anybody about the shooting. No further person at this point. Like, I'm just going to go back to prison. It's my choice. And Chad is like, are you sure? And she's saying that even with tears in her eyes. And I'm saying, Kristen, you don't have to go through this. Like, there is a way. She's a minor. Maybe they'll go light on her, right? Maybe they'll just give her treatment, therapy, whatever. I don't think she should really take that sacrifice and, be more separated from her daughter than it already is. It would possibly be better for her if she's out there to kind of help her mental journey at this point. But anyways, Chad understands and, he leaves it where it's at. You know, I'm trying to remember more things. Tony got the clean bill of health. He's spoken to Anna. Chad also spoke to Jennifer, and Jennifer said the kids were sledding, so she will tell them that he's okay, he's safe, right? He speaks to EJ about the whole situation with them, and he asked EJ if he wanted to speak to Johnny or somebody else, and EJ said no, not at this part, right? So poor EJ don't know nobody that's really in his corner that he can tell, hey, I'm safe, right? So at some point, Tony tells them that he's thankful to be around them, especially in a dire situation like what they survived in the crypt, and he was thankful that they were there to get him through this, right? Jada and Rafe were trying to ask them for questions or statements, but they said, let it wait after Christmas Eve, and they understand, and they said, okay, all right, we'll just question you after, just don't leave, right? Harvey and Chad talk, and Harvey told him that Kristen is okay, the antibiotics just need to do its work. He also told him about Peter that it's really a 50-50 chance he might survive, but he needs a power of attorney. He needs somebody to make the decisions just in case things go left. And Chad doesn't know any next of kin, anybody that could help him, possibly Kristen, but Kristen doesn't know either, right? So his life hangs in the balance. Let's see. Yeah, that was really it with them that I can remember. So Rafe and Jada, they spoke to Vivian. Well, Rafe spoke to Vivian, and Vivian said that Stefan died months earlier, and she can send the proof over that he's actually dead. So he said if it's checked out, he'll have to be the one to break it to Gabby, and Jada offered to be there to support him, and he said no, it's all sweet, but I'll just handle this myself. And definitely gonna be hard to really tell her. Now Jada also commended them working together as a team again, and solving this whole thing. Well, I don't think they solved nothing, but working together to get through this investigation. And he said, yes, I agree, we worked well together, and it was a moment between the two of them. He also spoke to Kat, and he told Kat that, look, Chad is all right. I'm looking at him right now. He's okay, and thank you for all your help in, cracking the whereabouts at this location where they could be, right? Now, in the end, EJ said that he had to go to the office, but he went to his secret lab, and he went to that same tube where somebody's possibly in, and he was just, apologizing for how things are going right now, and that, he's sorry that he messed up and all that. I don't know who he's talking to, but at this point, we need to know who is in that tube, whether it's Lexi, whether it is another deceased Demare at this point. Like, see, because I mean, the suspense is killing us at this point. But anyways, guys, this is it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys have a wonderful, happy, peaceful, safe, Merry Christmas, happy holidays to you guys. I hope that you guys will have a great day tomorrow. Maybe I might be on, maybe I might not be on, but yeah, if I'm not on, Merry Christmas to you guys. Hope you have a great Christmas Day tomorrow.